Welcome to FlyEaglesFly News, where Eagles fans get the latest, fastest, and hottest updates. Hit subscribe and fly high with us. The NFL world is buzzing in a way that we have rarely seen before. And if you thought the trade rumors were overblown, think again. Because this one might just redefine the landscape of the league. Word on the street, insiders whispering behind closed doors, and sources that we cannot entirely verify suggest that the Philadelphia Eagles have pulled off a move that could shake the foundations of not just their team, but the entire NFC. The name that keeps coming up in hushed tones is Riley James Leonard, a quarterback whose journey through the collegiate ranks from Duke to Notre Dame has been nothing short of fascinating, and whose potential in the professional game has sparked countless debates among analysts and fans alike. The buzz suggests that Eagles general manager Howie Roseman has once again demonstrated the uncanny ability to spot talent and create opportunities that others would overlook. Some believe this trade could be a calculated risk, a daring move designed to position the Eagles as a team that is not only thinking about today but building for a future that could be bright and turbulent at the same time. Leonard's style, combining mobility, intelligence, and an unpredictable edge, seems to fit a mold that the Eagles have been chasing for seasons. And if the whispers are to be believed, the strategy behind this acquisition is layered, ambitious, and possibly revolutionary in ways that might not be fully understood until the next season kicks into high gear. Analysts are already spinning scenarios where Leonard becomes the centerpiece of a dynamic offense that balances veteran leadership with youthful exuberance, a combination that could either explode spectacularly or face growing pains that test even the most patient fan bases. Insiders are hinting that the negotiations between the Eagles and the Colts were intense, fraught with tension, and possibly even more complicated than anyone outside of league headquarters could imagine. It is rumored that the Colts, despite being a team with a history of cautious moves, were enticed by a combination of draft picks and potential roster adjustments that could allow them to pivot in ways they haven't in years. The fact that Riley Leonard, drafted in the 6th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, is already the centerpiece of such high-stakes speculation speaks volumes about the intrigue surrounding his skill set and potential impact. Some voices in the league suggest that this is not merely a swap of players, but a seismic maneuver. A statement by Roseman that he is willing to gamble on talent that others might underestimate. The Eagles fan base, naturally, is abuzz with mixed emotions, excitement for the possibility of a new era, tempered with the anxiety of what such a move might mean for team chemistry, quarterback development, and the overarching strategy of the front office. Leonard's reputation as a quarterback who can improvise under pressure, deliver unexpected throws, and maintain a composure beyond his years adds layers of anticipation to what many are already calling one of the most talked about moves of the decade. Even casual observers are speculating wildly, drawing parallels between this trade and other historic quarterback shifts that have, in hindsight, defined franchises. The narrative emerging from this rumor mill suggests that if Leonard hits the ground running, the Eagles could suddenly have a weapon in the quarterback position that reshapes expectations, alters game planning across the league, and forces rival teams to reconsider how they approach every matchup with Philadelphia on the schedule. What's particularly fascinating about this rumored trade is the timing, which, according to sources who wish to remain anonymous, seems almost orchestrated to maximize attention, fan engagement, and media frenzy. The NFL, as always, thrives on speculation, and this particular story has already triggered a surge of conversations, debates, and heated discussions across social media platforms, podcasts, and sports talk shows. The Eagles' decision-making process, led by Howie Roseman, is reportedly under the microscope, with fans dissecting every possible angle, from salary cap implications to roster flexibility to how Leonard's arrival might influence the development of other quarterbacks on the roster. Some analysts are drawing comparisons between Leonard's collegiate performance, characterized by strategic intelligence and athletic agility, and the type of quarterback that the Eagles have coveted for years, suggesting that this move could signal a philosophical shift in the team's offensive approach. Others speculate about how Leonard might handle the pressures of stepping into a franchise with high expectations, especially in a city that has seen both triumph and heartbreak over the years. The rumor mill also hints at behind-the-scenes interactions that paint a picture of intense scouting, video analysis sessions, and meetings where the Eagles' leadership evaluated Leonard not just as a player, but as a potential catalyst for change if even half of what is being whispered turns out to be true. The ripple effects of this trade could extend far beyond the immediate season, influencing draft strategies, contract negotiations, and perhaps even coaching philosophies league-wide. For fans, insiders, and casual observers alike, the mere possibility of Leonard donning Eagles green is enough to ignite imagination, provoke speculation, and generate discussions that will dominate sports chatter well into the off-season. Beyond the immediate strategic implications, there is also a narrative dimension to consider, one that seems to captivate journalists and analysts who thrive on dramatic storylines. Riley Leonard's journey from Duke to Notre Dame and his selection in the 6th round paints a picture of a player who has consistently defied expectations, maneuvering through challenges, demonstrating resilience, and showcasing flashes of brilliance that have not gone unnoticed by talent evaluators. The speculation around his arrival in Philadelphia feeds into a larger storyline about underdogs, gambles, and the unpredictable nature of football careers. The Eagles, according to sources close to the situation, are betting not just on Leonard's athletic capabilities, but on the intangible qualities that make him a compelling figure, both on and off the field. Conversations among insiders have highlighted his ability to inspire teammates, command huddles with authority beyond his years, and adapt rapidly to high-pressure environments, qualities that could prove essential if the rumored trade materializes. Fans and analysts alike are dissecting his college tape, noting his improvisational skills, decision-making under duress, and capacity to execute complex plays that might translate seamlessly into the NFL game. Even speculative scenarios suggest that Leonard's presence could reinvigorate an offense that some consider in need of innovation, creativity, and a spark of unpredictability. The narrative being constructed around this trade, whether accurate or exaggerated, positions Leonard as a symbol of potential, risk, and the ever-present allure of bold moves in a league that thrives on drama, suspense, and the hope of watching underdogs rise to prominence. Whispers in league circles also indicate that the Colts' perspective on this trade is equally complex, with sources suggesting that their willingness to negotiate may signal a broader strategy aimed at recalibrating the roster in a way that balances immediate competitiveness with long-term planning. Some speculate that Indianapolis sees the potential for draft capital, positional upgrades, and salary cap maneuvering that could offset the departure of Leonard, creating a scenario where both teams perceive benefits despite the high-stakes nature of the move. Observers point out that the Colts' decision-making could also reflect confidence in their existing quarterback depth or an emerging plan to explore alternative offensive schemes. Meanwhile, the Eagles, reportedly, are meticulously evaluating how Leonard's skills integrate with their offensive coordinator's philosophy, whether his mobility complements existing playmakers, and how his temperament fits within the locker room dynamic. There is also rampant speculation about the psychological dimension, with insiders suggesting that Leonard's arrival could either energize the team or introduce tensions as veterans adjust to a potential new leader. Rumors hint at closed-door meetings, intense strategy sessions, and a flurry of communications between front offices that underscore the significance of the deal, even if the public is only catching glimpses of what may be a carefully orchestrated master plan. The atmosphere surrounding this story, fueled by half-confirmed reports and speculative analysis, is a testament to the power of anticipation in professional sports and the enduring fascination with quarterback narratives, trades, and the personalities behind the game's most pivotal positions. Amid all the conjecture, one cannot ignore the human element, which adds depth and intrigue to this developing saga. Leonard, as sources describe, is not just a player with a promising skill set. He is a figure whose potential arrival in Philadelphia evokes narratives of transformation, ambition, and personal growth. Rumors suggest that his adjustment to the Eagles system could involve mentorship from seasoned teammates, adaptation to complex offensive schemes, and the challenge of meeting a fan base's sky-high expectations. Analysts are already speculating on how Leonard's personality, work ethic, and leadership qualities will influence the locker room culture, drive training intensity, and contribute to a team identity that is dynamic and forward-looking. The storylines emerging from this potential trade are layered, blending tactical considerations with the drama of personal journeys, risk-taking, and strategic gambles that define modern NFL front offices. Speculation abounds on the timing of the announcement, the narrative framing by media outlets, and the inevitable social media explosion. that accompanies a blockbuster move of this nature. For many fans, this is not just about football. It is about watching a career unfold, witnessing an organization make a bold statement, and engaging in the thrill of endless what-if scenarios that dominate conversations, podcasts, and online debates. The rumor itself, whether fully accurate or embellished, already has the power to shape perceptions, influence betting lines, and ignite passionate discussions about the future trajectory of both the Eagles and Colts franchises. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. The potential arrival of Riley Leonard to the Philadelphia Eagles has already sparked a whirlwind of speculation about how it could transform the team's offensive identity. And insiders suggest that the implications go far beyond the simple question of quarterback performance. Analysts are hinting that Leonard's mobility and improvisational instincts could allow the Eagles to implement schemes that challenge conventional defensive setups, forcing opponents to adapt in ways that may redefine game planning across the league. Rumors from league sources indicate that the coaching staff has been exploring multiple scenarios, imagining Leonard in rollouts, read options, and play-action passes that would leverage his ability to think on his feet while maintaining precise timing with receivers. Fans are imagining highlight reel moments, dramatic fourth-quarter comebacks, and a quarterback who can turn broken plays into scoring opportunities. And these expectations, whether realistic or not, are fueling an extraordinary level of anticipation. Speculative reports also suggest that Leonard's presence could influence personnel decisions across the roster, prompting considerations about how wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs might be utilized differently to maximize his strengths. Some voices in sports media are even projecting that this trade could inspire a new era of strategic experimentation in the NFL, where mobility, creativity, and adaptability become central tenets of modern quarterback play. The rumors also imply that Leonard's leadership style, which sources describe as calm under pressure yet subtly assertive, could reshape locker room dynamics, fostering an environment where younger players are emboldened and veteran stars are motivated to adjust their approach, creating a delicate balance that could either catalyze success or introduce unforeseen challenges as the team navigates the complexities of a highly competitive league. In addition to the strategic possibilities, there are swirling rumors about the psychological impact of Leonard joining the Eagles, and sources close to the team suggest that the front office is acutely aware of the delicate task of integrating a new quarterback into an established roster. Some insiders hint that Leonard's reputation as a cerebral player who studies defenses meticulously could influence the way practices are conducted, with coaches potentially adjusting drills, film sessions, and game preparations to align with his strengths. The speculation extends to how other quarterbacks on the roster might respond. Some could embrace mentorship, while others may experience tension as Leonard's presence challenges the existing hierarchy. Fans are already dissecting every social media interaction, interview snippet, and minor report for signs of chemistry or friction, demonstrating the high stakes of integrating a player whose potential alone has generated headlines. Rumors also suggest that Leonard's adaptability could allow the Eagles to adjust their offensive philosophy mid-season, introducing wrinkles that keep opponents guessing. A scenario that excites analysts who thrive on tactical nuance. Even the narrative of the Eagles front office has been transformed in speculative conversations, portraying Howie Roseman as a master strategist willing to gamble on upside talent in a way that contrasts with his previously cautious reputation. The psychological dimension of this rumored acquisition, combined with Leonard's technical skills, is fueling a sense of anticipation that feels almost cinematic. With every practice, preseason game, and team meeting potentially magnified in importance as fans and commentators project possible outcomes. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.